Let's get the views of our panel on this, Kathy Barnett and David Carlucci. This, we should stress, is not a vote on limiting the President's powers. It's more a vote to allow a debate and a vote on limiting the President's powers, just to make that clear, because it can get complicated, all these votes on Capitol Hill. David, what's your sense of all of this? Is it a bit of an academic discussion at this point, given the operation in Venezuela has happened, Nicolas Maduro has been removed and is sitting in a detention centre not far from where you are in New York?
Yeah, look, it's much more than academic. Why? Because this isn't just about this involvement in South America. We also have to look to the Middle East and Trump's threats against Iran. The list goes on and on. And so we were promised by President Trump that there would be no endless wars, but instead we're going to occupy Venezuela for some unseen time. So it's the last thing from America first. To say that it was a success is a mistake, because we just don't know that. Of course, I don't think you'll find any support for Maduro. But what happens next? And it's that idea that you broke it, you bought it. So now are we going to be responsible for all of the issues in this country? And this is a pattern from the White House that we have to watch very closely. Anytime we have some sort of disagreement, they automatically want to paint us with a brush to say, oh, we're supporting a dictator, or we're supporting drug dealers. No, or we're not supporting law enforcement. No, we are supporting the law of the land, and we want to make sure that our constitutional rights are protected, and not just for a quick return or a quick win, but the long-standing democracy in this nation. That if we are a nation of laws and rules, we have to follow them, even when it's difficult.
Okay, Kathy, just want to bring you in here on the votes specifically today. What did you make of that? Do you support it?
Oh, yes, I support conversation. I think that should be done. But I really do appreciate what President Trump has been doing. I mean, you know, when you just look at just the first 7 days of this year, if the first week of 2026 is indicative of what we are to expect for the rest of the year, it's going to be a very wild 2026. But I believe that this is just the beginning. I think the pace of the movement around the world is going to quicken. The world has been in this kind of tug of war, renegotiating powers and supremacy and who gets to make the rules for a very long time, perhaps for the past 20, 25 plus years. America is, for the first time over in 20, 25 years, joining this battle that the rest of the world has already been having. When you look at Russia, when you look at China, they've already been out here flexing their muscle. Right before Maduro was taken captive, the Chinese ambassadors were there. Just a couple of days ago, two tankers with Russian flags were escorting oil from Venezuela. So the world has been renegotiating power and flexing their strength and trying to reassert their pecking order. And with Donald Trump, this is the first time America is actually engaging in this battle for our supremacy. So I support what it is that he's doing, whether it's with tariffs, whether it's with going into these particular states like California and Minnesota and claiming and bringing in order, whether it's the border. There's a common thread looping through all of these stories. And again, as I said earlier, the age of pretending there are no consequences to the choices that have been made is over. And Donald Trump is
Kathy, just on that, something you mentioned there, and obviously you're talking to us from Pennsylvania, a swing state that President Trump won in the election, but he campaigned about not doing forever wars, even in his inaugural address, mentioning, you know, not focusing on borders in other countries. Is he in danger here of losing some support because he isn't doing enough on things like grocery prices, bringing down inflation, helping people with those kind of pocketbook money issues that everyone registered as being so important in the election?
Yeah, I mean, well, that is the balancing act that he's going to have to continue to walk. I am considered ultra MAGA, and I'm very exact about not getting ourselves entangled in forever wars. Now, but what happened? Now, if you recall, Biden had a $25 million bounty on Maduro. And so now Trump has gone in and actually done what no other administration was able to do. That is a good thing. But in addition to that, we now control the world's largest oil reserve, over 330 million barrels of reserves. And so now we control that. And we will not only help Americans with that, but we will also do a much better job in helping Venezuelans with their own oil.
Well, it seems like you know more than the White House. I mean, we have no idea how it's going to be governed. All we hear is that this is an effort to enrich the oil companies in our country. And I think it's right that this is a distraction.
That is not what he said, David. That is not what he said a couple of days
Guys,
ago.
we need to just pause for a quick break here. And David, I'm going to bring you in after that because we're talking about exactly how the Democrats can push back against this. Do stay with us. Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News.